it's almost, you know, everybody gets in love with all these, you know, the sexy names, Blind Bay and Breton Sound and Main Pass rigs and stuff like that, and everybody forgets about Sandy Point. But I mean, the fish have been out here for 100 years, you know. However long these rigs have been out here. They pulled up a lot of the good rigs, you know, 10, 12 years ago, but it's still pretty good at times out here. These fish pretty much, they're gonna most of the time hang in the same spots each time, and it's just a matter of getting them turned on and getting them in the mood to feed. But we haven't been catching them on the bottom lately. Most of the time, they're, you know, even when they're down there, you know, we catch them on, like, say, a 1/2 ounce or 3/4 ounce or something like that down on the bottom, but they're normally about 2 feet up off the bottom. They see the shrimp and they go down and grab it. You know, that's normal. That's the case a lot of times, is they're down there real deep. But here lately, they've been kind of suspended in that 8 to 12 foot range, which is, you know, that's the either 2 foot off the bottom, or they're down about 8 to 12 feet is where you normally catch them at. And probably sometimes I leave a rig and I leave fish on it, just because sometimes the fish just do what they want to do and not what they normally do. But I mean, I've fished these rigs enough to where I know where the sweet spots are that I'll try before I leave. And that's what we're looking for right there. That one's kind of a little bit on the small side, but I'll take a 14-inch trout any day. There you go. Flip him in. Yeah, that's a little better. We'll take that all day long right there. Pompano. Nice little. Watch out. Nice little pompano bite this morning. It's not as
You supply the bags?
Yeah. Not as noteworthy as a speckled trout, but
hey, I like them.
Excellent eating nonetheless. They're really good eating. I mean, superb. You know, the rigs out here, you get deep a lot quicker here. I mean, it drops off pretty fast out here. I mean, right here we're in 14 feet of water, but just this next couple right here in 25, 30, 35, 40 feet of water. And I think the water just stays a little bit cooler here. Plus, you got all the outlets off of the east side of the river all coming out right here, and the water just tends to stay a little bit cooler. Like right now, we're at 85 degrees. When we left the west side over there a little while ago, we were about 87, 88 degrees, and just those couple of degrees like that will keep these fish biting a little bit later in the morning. Plus, we got cloud cover today. Look at that! I adjusted my leader, or I adjusted the stop about 18 inches. Haven't had a bite on this cork yet in the first cast with it. With the new depth, nice trout. It's amazing how critical just a few inches can be sometimes out here. Sometimes they're just crazy and wild and they'll just bite anything in sight. But then there's those days when things are a little bit tougher, the bite's a little bit off like it is today. We got a northwest wind in July, which is unusual. We got a lot of cloud cover, a lot of rain all around us and everything. And the fish just aren't real active. Little tiny details make the difference already. Nice one.
Boy, those are beautiful fish.
Yes, they are.
Nice. Yeah, deep color to them. Yeah.
And most of them are males. Most of them, even these, you know, these thick fish like this are males. They're croaking. Yeah. He said there's some females down there too. We just hadn't got to them yet. But you know, this is kind of typical. What we've seen today is you got to be mobile down in Venice this year. The fish are not. You're not going to go to the same spot every single day and catch the fish like we have in years past. You know, this like today where we're catching these fish at, I guarantee you I'll come here tomorrow and I probably won't even catch a fish. I'll come here 2-3 days from now and all of a sudden the fish will be back. And you just got to be mobile. You got to have in your mind a game plan, a set of spots that you know you can fish under the wind conditions, weather conditions, or whatever. Be mobile, hit it, you know, give a spot 15, 20 minutes. If it ain't happening, hit the road and get on something different. Slammed it. Tell you what, it wasn't looking good for a while, but we kept at it, stayed on the move, and this is Venice. There's so many options. We can always find some fish somewhere. We got another fish on the other side of the boat too. Got another double.
It's the fondest fishery in the world. And you can go from dead slow to 90 miles an hour, and that's just what happened. Yep, we had pompano in the morning and trout around 11. So it's been wonderful.